that's my cue to come in. Slept on us too long, now you off it when the coming. Closing up the shuttle, 3, 2, 1, we're launching. Into outer space, blasting right past your assumptions. Slinging hammers with the boys, veteran be making noise. Thicker than the fattest cores, deeper than the hemorrhoids. Elevated people boys, get the power from the source. Danger, 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 danger. Turning back is not a choice. Y'all can't go. Look.
I don't think you've gone this deep, even when you're falling asleep. I don't think you've gone this deep, even when you're falling asleep. You fall asleep, you fall asleep, you fall asleep, you fall asleep. I don't think you've gone this deep, even when you're falling asleep. I don't think you've gone this deep, even when you're falling asleep. You fall asleep, you fall asleep, you fall asleep, you fall asleep, you fall asleep.
Yo, it's crazy that when I sit back and look, that even within the black community, we have a whole war going on amongst conservatives and others, simply about how we want to move the black community forward. I saw that on the gram, Snoop made a post, bashing on some black educated folks. Calling them a coon, no it wasn't jokes. Man, you tripping like your foot caught between the spokes. You couldn't hold a light next to hurricane. So the man with better class and better brains, out rebuilding our communities and other things, like making up for all the...
I got my tea. I'm good. I'm actually excited for this blind reaction to this. I know you sent me the article, but I didn't get a chance to read it other than the title. So I'm actually excited to do a blind react to it.
Welcome to Plausible Foolishness. I am one of the two kings of the Rube Empire. The Philosopher King, the Ivory Tower, the Mad Scientist Man, and I've got a perspective on things.
And
With
so
me,
ivory.
the kick-ass Duke, the right hand
Oh,
of the
yeah.
kings, the producer, Dusty. How you doing,
What's
dude?
up, man? How you doing?
I am good. I'm well. I'm tired, as usual. But I'm also
usual.
raring to go for the citizens, for the people of the
For the
Rube
wonderful
Empire.
Rube
Oh yes.
that we have in our empire. Yes, the empire.
So, is it just me or was it a slow weekend news-wise?
Yeah.
I mean, except
Not so
for
much
the one big thing.
the one big bang.
Yeah.
That we'll give it a shot, just a shot.
The shot heard around Hollywood.
Pretty much.
So yeah, there was that. Just for clarification, no, she was not working on a documentary about pedophile rings in Hollywood. But her husband does work for a law firm attached to the Clintons. So there's that.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
could be another Clinton thing.
Could be.
Chalk one
And of
up
course, you
for
know,
them.
let's talk about the real victim here, though. Alec Baldwin.
Oh, such a victim.
Let's all cry big crocodile tears for Alec Baldwin getting, I don't know.
How dare he pick up a gun? I thought he was anti-gun.
Yeah, there's that. But, you know, he has no problem making money off of portraying gun use and whatnot. I have no problem with him. I don't have no problem with gun use being portrayed because guns
I don't
are
either.
a
But
net benefit, I think. To
if he would
society.
take 5 seconds to learn basic gun safety, or I don't know,
Well, isn't
maybe
that the
hire an
thing?
NRA representative to help make sure that
Can't
the
have
guns are properly handled
you
on
can't
set.
have the NRA involved in Hollywood.
But the NRA literally,
No.
that is their number one thing, is to teach gun safety.
No.
That's their number one thing, gun
No.
safety.
Their number one thing is lobbying the government to keep dangerous assault rifles, okay, weapons of war, in the hands of crazy people like you and me, okay?
I'm sorry. I don't know of a single U.S. soldier carrying around an AR. I don't know one.
You mean for the military?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know one soldier carrying around an AR-15.
No, they carry
Or
around
an
machine
AR-9.
guns.
M16,
Yeah,
M9.
fully automatic.
Yeah.
Fully automatic weapons. Which, by
You know,
the way,
M-
we should have
or the
too.
big- Yes, we should definitely have. I
Fight
wouldn't
me
mind
on
a
that.
Stinger
I don't
missile
care.
on that as well.
Yeah. Fight us on it. You're wrong. You're just wrong.
Yeah.
And no need to get into that argument. But the guy's a douchebag. And
Oh yeah,
and that's all there is to it.
100%.
Did you know you can't spell douchebag without Che? So I wanna make that into a shirt, but it's basically a ripoff of another shirt I saw. It said "do bag" and then a picture of Che in the middle between.
Oh gosh.
Brilliant. Anyway,
So okay. Over the weekend, I saw the New York Times had an article, and I think we actually talked about this last week, about lowering our expectations about how the shelves should be filled in our grocery stores and in our shopping centers, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Just lower our
there's a
expectations.
lower emphasis on meat, right?
Oh yeah. Definitely lower expectations on that.
Yeah.
That should be Joe Biden's presidential run for next year.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Biden, lower your expectations, because I mean he fits the bill perfectly for that.
For sure. But yeah, of course they want to lower. They want to. Yeah. Of course they want to lower our expectations on meat, because meat is actually healthy for you. It's the healthiest thing you can eat. And
it's one of the highest proteins.
It's not even just highest proteins. First of all, beef has all the amino acids that you need. All right, all of them in one source.
Complex carbohydrates.
And if you can eat only beef and not just survive, but thrive. There are people who eat pounds of beef a day and are killing it health-wise.
Straight up meat eaters.
Yep. Me and my wife strive to do that, but we fall short in terms of the cost, especially as food prices have been going up. So that makes it a little bit more difficult. But we're trying, at least every night, our dinners are always steak. You know.
I'm coming to your house for dinner.
Me and her just like, dude. This week, we bought a tenderloin and cut it into steaks.
Mm-hmm.
My God. It was very expensive, but we're trying to make it stretch over the whole week. They're
Nice.
so good. It just melts in your mouth like for real.
I'm coming to your house tomorrow night, right?
No, there's not enough there's only enough for us. Sucker was expensive. But man,
I'm coming to your house tomorrow, right?
Yeah, okay, bring your own tenderloin and I'll cook it up for you perfectly.
Okay.
Deep State says,
all right,
Deep State says, have you tried an Impossible Burger, Beyond Meat? They are in plentiful supply. Yes, they are, and I'll tell you why. Because nobody wants them. And they're not good for you. It's just processed garbage. They want us to be weak. They want us to be weak. They want us to be unhealthy so that we can't think straight. Have you seen these vegans on TikTok? They've lost their ever-loving minds. And you can tell. Because they're not healthy. Like, when you start a vegan diet, you're healthy because you're off the standard American diet, which is full of processed garbage.
Yeah.
But over time, it's not healthy for you. You're not getting what your body needs.
Yep.
Anyway, that's a side diversion, but this is just more of the same. They want us to be weak. They want us more easily controlled. What were you going to say?
On the side thought, why do vegans constantly make vegetables taste like meat?
Yeah. Maybe because there's a natural human craving for meat because it's what our body needs.
They're constantly doing this. I mean, you're promoting, all right, I'm eating vegetables. All right, so make them taste like vegetables. Nothing wrong with that. I like vegetables. Love broccoli. Love asparagus. Love corn. Love carrots. Cooked carrots, regular carrots, I don't care. I love carrots. Love vegetables. Nothing wrong with them. I don't want them to taste like meat.
Mm-hmm.
For meat, I go to steak. I go to the cow. That's where I go for meat.
Yeah, corn is the only vegetable I enjoy now. Since we've gone more carnivore, I used to love broccoli. I've lost my taste for it. I don't really care for it. Like, I don't hate it.
Really?
I can eat it, but I don't want it anymore. I'll eat a couple bites and I'm like, this is not doing it for me. Corn is still good because corn is just candy. Yeah, corn is just sugar. You know, but
corn. I don't remember eating any corn.
But yeah, why do they? Why? Okay, why do deer? You know what a salt lick is, right?
Yes.
So what prompts a deer to go lick a rock? They know that they crave it because their body needs it. Yeah. You crave the taste of meat because your body needs meat. It needs it. And there's countless stories of vegans who've gone carnivore and been like, I feel 1,000 times better. Mm-hmm. I can think clearly again. You know, and they're just like, thank you for breaking through the fog and the psychosis and putting me on this diet again, you know,
do you know who has an amazing story of he was on a very controlled diet because of health problems, health issues, whatnot. His daughter was on the same diet and was having issues. Then switched over to a completely meat diet and has a great documented history of this and what it's done for him. Jordan Peterson. Yeah. Jordan Peterson.
Yes.
A philosophizer.
Yes. He it's also carnivore is also known to help significantly with a lot of autoimmune disorders. I know of a woman who's eaten for 20 years. They've eaten nothing but ribeyes, and she's in her 40s. She looks like she's in her 20s. Her husband's like 60 something or 50 something, and he looks like he's in his 30s or 40s. You know, it's crazy. But I digress. So the topic of today, the feds want to make sure our kids get jabbed. Biden says, "Don't worry. We're gonna make sure your kids get the jab." I don't know about you, but I wasn't worried about them whether or not they would get the jab. I didn't think they needed it, but now I am worried.
So I looked up the numbers on this.
Okay.
And do you know what the numbers are for children under the age of 17?
Almost statistically insignificant, I'd say.
Darn close. Out of almost 2 million kids who have tested positive for COVID,
okay,
how many do you think have died from COVID?
I don't know. 100?
A little bit more than that.
Really?
600.
600.
600 over the last 2 years.
Okay. All right. And,
2 years.
but how many of those were already ill?
I don't know. It doesn't give those statistics.
Of course not.
It doesn't give the comorbidities of the children.
Yeah.
So
Like
600 kids who died from COVID out of 2 million. What
in
kind
my
of statistics
understanding,
is that?
yeah, that's next to. I mean, that would be
More kids died in car accidents.
Yeah.
More kids died from tripping and falling down the stairs.
It's under a percentage point.
Yeah.
And and to be honest, last I heard that there were no kids who had died without having some kind of
Comorbidity.
yeah, some kind of significant
I hate
illness.
the fact that I know what that is. That I know what comorbidity is. That shouldn't be in our vernacular. Anyways.
But don't worry.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
According to the Washington Post, FDA advisors back the Pfizer BioNTech coronavirus vaccine for children 5 to 11, saying benefits outweigh risks. What benefits? They don't need it.
They don't need it.
They don't need it. So there are no benefits to outweigh the risks. There's only risk. We are not medical professionals, and we are not giving medical advice.
You know what the risk is? 4 to 7% having an adverse reaction to the vaccine.
Oh, as opposed to the under
less than
1% that could die from coronavirus.
So, but not to worry. Pfizer now on CNN, Washington Post, all sponsored by Pfizer. If you watch CNN at all, I'm sure you've seen probably about 50 commercials of Pfizer. No, they don't have any vested interest whatsoever in making sure that Pfizer gets their...
Sure. Well, this is another 28 million people, according to this article. This is a group of another 28 million that they can make money off of, right? And it also says that it's all but certain that the FDA is going to grant emergency authorization, perhaps as soon as this week.
Yeah, 56 million doses. How much do they get per dose? Huh? How much?
I don't know.
What? A couple $100 per dose?
Oh, how much do they make? Yeah.
Yeah. 56 million doses, a couple $100 each.
Sure.
That's a lot of moolah. That's a lot of bang. Yeah. My kids got sent home yesterday with a permission slip from the school, Orange County Schools, to, hey, we just want to see if you'd be interested in getting a free flu vaccine and other vaccines. Yeah, no, not happening. I go to my doctor, who I actually know and trust. Talk to her quite often. She's a very close friend of the family. And if she says that she thinks it might be good for us, I'll consider it.
Yeah.
Keyword, consider it.
Here's the thing. Are there children that are at high risk? Sure.
Sure.
There's children with comorbidities.
Yeah.
They make up most, if not all, the 600 that died.
Leukemia,
and it's
cancer patients.
And it's freaking horrible that they died. But, you know.
Oh, yeah.
But we didn't.
Tragic.
But again, we didn't care about those numbers when it was the flu. And it still is the flu.
No.
The flu didn't go anywhere.
No.
So, but let's provide something for those at risk. Okay. Again, it's the parents' decision.
Thank you.
But I am 100% okay with something being provided for at-risk children. But that's not going to be where it ends. You know?
No.
You know, like especially in these freaking maniacal blue states, it's going to be required for your kid to attend a school.
Yeah.
You're going to do crap like that. And your children.
Honestly, I'm a little worried about that because I'm in Orange County. And Orange County actually mandated masks, even though it went against the governor's strict anti-mask mandates.
So then, they're being
Orange
fined,
County's
right?
They're being sued.
Okay.
Currently.
Well, good. I hope that they get their butts handed to them, and that some compensation comes. Really, it should come to the parents of children in Orange County who attend.
Yeah. Like myself, were forced to send their kids to school with masks, which it should be our choice, not mandated.
Yes. Again, especially if you follow the science.
Which 90% of the kids who contract COVID do not spread COVID.
And they definitely, darn sure, don't die from it.
Correct.
Secondly, we know that follow the science really means follow what your government and corporate media overlords tell you.
Do it now.
Yes. So, there's really not much more to say that we haven't said already. The kids don't need it.
Yeah, there's one more thing.
Okay.
Let's go, Brandon.
Yeah. But in summation, the kids don't need it.
No.
Unless they're high risk, and then that should be your decision.
Yes.
Don't let them mandate this for your schools. Fight this crap. Fight it. Fight it.
Yeah.
Fight it. Fight it. Fight it. I mean,
Do
we're
what I've
already
done.
fighting it
Go to
for
the school
ourselves.
board.
What's that?
Yeah. Do what I've done. Go to the school board meetings.
Yes.
Join the PTA.
Mm-hmm.
Get involved with your school as much as you humanly can.
Get yourself
And
on the
make
FBI
yourself-
terror watch list. Okay?
Sure. I don't care.
Seriously. I mean, they don't let that crap scare you. Because if it scares you now, when we're as free as we are, but it's being eroded, it's going to be 100 times worse if we don't fight it now. And so people are already doing it for themselves. You saw the walkout with Southwest, and and things like that are happening all over the place. But but then if this comes down to kids in school, it's going to get worse. The fighting, and that's good.
There was a dad that I absolutely applauded. I think he was in Nevada. Went to a school board meeting regarding masks and whatnot, and walked up to the podium handed the security guard a bunch of papers and said, please hand these out. Thank you very much. You've all been served. $200 million lawsuit going up. We will continue to sue you every single day until you release these mask mandates that are unconstitutional and doing nothing but hurt our children.
Woo-woo! Yes.
That's what we need to be doing to these people.
Yeah.
Take back your schools. Take back your homes. Take back our country. And don't let them push you around. And when I say they, I mean the dictators that call themselves liberals.
The government.
That's who I'm talking about.
Your local government, your state government, the federal government.
Anybody that says
about you.
They're
and anybody who thinks that they do is a fool. Dismantle
they're not
the government,
progressive.
Man. Dismantle it.
Yeah. Progressives are no longer progressives. They're regressives. They want us to
I'd
go
say
back
they've
to
always
an
been.
age.
I'd say they've always been. Well, some might say, well, we were progressing. We thought progress was communism. Like, okay, what's his face? Weinstein, Brett Weinstein. You know.
Yeah.
He's on the left, but he's not an insane person either. He's for some of the things of liberty, let's say. Okay? He's definitely for freedom of speech. Right?
I'm sorry, if you're not for all of it, you're not for any of it.
Agreed. I'm not okay. I don't know exactly what his leanings are, right?
Okay.
But at least the two most important liberties are speech and the right to bear arms, right?
Correct.
I think.
Because the one
so
protects the other.
He's definitely for speech. You know, he's part of the intellectual dark web and all that stuff. So we can get into these arguments, but like in many ways he's on our side for now, and I'm okay with allying with him while our goals align, you know? And so he would say that back in the 60s and before, you know, the progressive movement was moving towards communism because they thought it would be the best way. And then he considers himself a progressive, and obviously he says communism doesn't work, you know? So let's progress towards something that does, you know? And he's for more regulation in certain areas and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, we can get into those arguments, you know? I don't think he's a crazy person. He's no AOC, you know? And there will come a time where we part ways. But for now, you know, like you have to know who you're. There's this tendency in movements like this where if you're not pure as the driven snow, as far as I'm concerned, you're the enemy. And I'm like, I don't think that's
the case.
I don't think that's the way either. There's certain but nobody looks at their belief systems and orders the priorities, right? You know? So like
so
like
the
there's
best
like
way
tier
I've learned
one there's tier one priorities. There's tier one beliefs that are essential, like freedom of speech, the right to bear arms, you know. The Bill of Rights would be tier one, you know? And then there's the other things that fall away, you know, that aren't as important. Like, so if we can agree on tier one, as long as we're fighting to defend tier one, we're allies. Are we not?
Yeah.
In
some aspects, yes.
When we've won tier one and it's, you know, and we can move on to tier two and tier three, you know, then we can have our arguments. But, you know.
See, I think politics has become so, it's almost become a religion.
Oh, for sure.
Religions, and here's the thing. I like to think of my political views as ideas. I've got certain ideas, and so far they've been proven relatively true. And if somebody brings me new evidence,
Mm-hmm.
the great thing about an idea is I can change it.
Yeah, or perspective.
Yeah, you can change an idea much easier than you can change a belief. Because a belief is based on faith. I believe in the God Almighty,
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ, who died on the cross for my sins. I have faith in the Bible.
Sure. But faith
I have
isn't.
an
But faith
idea.
also isn't a lack of evidence. You know,
No,
there's just a certain. There's just a. Like, I look at faith as a supplement. Faith goes alongside evidence. Evidence takes you as far as you can go, and reason takes you as far as you can go, and then eventually there's a leap of faith that has to be made. You know,
exactly.
because the evidence and the reason can't fully prove, like mathematically prove, you know, that God exists.
Yes.
But and then so then that then you have to say, then you compare leaps of faith, and and the leap of faith for Christianity for me is the shortest jump. It's a very short jump. It's a little hop. You know,
Mind the gap.
yeah, you know, but yeah, that's true. But like, I believe in freedom, you know.
Yeah.
And
Liberty. I prefer the term liberty over freedom. Freedom has a connotation that we were enslaved at some point. Liberty is not just a feeling, but an action. We are free to be liberated, to do whatever we want. Liberty to do what we want.
yeah,
I love the term liberty, and I don't think it's used enough in today's culture
sure.
to describe what the Constitution actually does for us.
I can get with you on that. You know, I don't see any reason to fight you on that. I mean, I personally have no problem with freedom either. But yeah, let's go. You know, we agree.
It's completely semantics.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
somebody comes up to me and says, "I believe in freedom," heck yeah, awesome.
Yeah. Actually, we should probably be using liberty, because you know, and the guy's like, "What? Why are you trying to regulate my speech, brah?"
Right?
But
see, I prefer Z and them
yeah.
over Z's and them.
Dude, I saw a TikTok where these two girls. One was like, you know, they them, you know, the standard nonsense.
Them
and the other one was demon and demon self. Yeah.
Oh, such cringe.
Well, it's cringe, and it's they think they're being edgy. And they're playing with fire that they don't understand, and it's sad.
They don't understand that what they're doing is dangerous.
They have no idea.
Forcing people to conform to what they want is as tyrannical as it's as tyrannical as the King of England putting a stamp tax on the United States without ever consulting anyone in the United States.
Yep. And worse, and beyond
guess
that,
what?
you know, it's all.
And guess what? We fought a war over it.
We sure did.
Over a stamp tax.
And many other grievances, to be honest with you. But that was
Oh
the
yeah,
straw.
there's tons of others. Exactly.
That was the straw. But yeah, but not only that. There's obviously what they're doing to society, you know, and in their childish you know, in their childish playtime with being unique, you know?
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be unique, and then they end up
Oh,
all
yeah.
being exactly like each other, you know? And
Right.
and not that we're not like each other, you know. They just don't understand that humans congregate together, and they devise commonalities that they share, and you end up looking,
Yeah.
you know, and we are unique and not unique at the same time, you know.
Yeah.
But it's not just that, you know. Hey, I'm gonna destroy society so I could be a unique flower. It's not just that, but it's the demon and demon self thing. Like, you don't you're making mockery of very dark and powerful forces. You know,
Correct.
and you're and they want you to. They want you to, because if you're mocking them because you think they don't even exist and you think it's edgy and cute, you're right in their hand. You're right in their hand, and it will bring you nothing but trouble.
Yep.
With a capital T that rhymes with P. And I don't know how the rest of that goes. I don't think we got time actually for the other thing we're gonna do. Maybe we can do that tomorrow if it's slow again tomorrow. Maybe
Okay.
Tomorrow we're gonna talk. Well, if it's slow again, if there's nothing new, there's an article in the Washington Post. The case against Mark Zuckerberg. Insiders say Facebook CEO chose growth over safety. And and to be honest with you, it's just funny.
I need a good laugh.
It's
So,
just funny how ridiculous their how ridiculous their point of view is. You know, it's nonsense. But that'll only be if it's slow. But Super Rin says, I identify as a walnut. Good for you, bro.
I identified as vaccinated.
Yeah. I identify as a normal height person, even though I am not.
You really are not in Nephilim.
Yeah, basically. Without the muscle mass. I ain't lifting a 400-pound shield, that's for sure.
What do you mean you don't want to lift Ray?
Right? Jeez. I didn't even think about it in those terms. Yeah, they're lifting his
I'm not saying
shield.
Ray weighs 400 pounds.
No.
I'm just saying
but like,
it's
a very, very heavy person.
Yeah.
He's carrying it on one arm like a shield. You know, he's carrying his shield on one arm. Bro, man, it doesn't.
Right?
It didn't compute as much. Like 400 pounds, that's a lot. I understand that. But then to think about it in those terms, it becomes even more stark.
Yeah, that's when I read that book, and that's what I pictured was Goliath carrying around Ray as a shield, and I'm like, holy cow, that's huge.
Yeah,
Ray is a big guy. Dear Lord, he's not that big. Audience members, he's not 400 pounds.
Yeah,
I'm just saying Ray's a big dude.
Pounds.
He's huge. That's
so,
huge.
What is that from? Is that from
Deuce
Deuce
Bigelow?
Bigelow? Yes. Oh my god.
Sorry.
That is one of the funniest. Like that movie is strange, you know? Like there's parts where you're like, I don't know if I should be watching this. But then there's other parts where you're like, That was really funny.
I was in tears for probably a good 15 minutes after that. After that, just that one line, because
They're just walking down the street, right? And they've been shouting things all the time, but they were like just mean things, you know?
yeah,
And but or understandable things, but then that's a huge bitch.
yep.
Oh, well, perfect setup. Perfect setup. Anyway. Yeah.
I hope everybody's enjoyed tonight, because I certainly have. This was a
Yes.
fun night.
And the moral of the story is freaking fight. Let's fight. People are fighting. Let's join them. You know.
I'm fighting.
Yes. My kids aren't in school. We homeschool. So that's one way to fight, I think. You know.
Oh yeah, it's a great way to fight. Unfortunately, I don't.
Yeah,
I don't
not
have
everybody
that
has
ability.
that ability, you know, or that luxury. I mean, I've considered myself blessed for that ability.
Yeah, I'm actually a little envious of you, but I have to go and fight against the bureaucracy, which is actually honestly one of the things that terrified me about putting them into public school.
Sure.
But I went the private school route and got burned pretty bad with that. So
Yeah, but let me just say this: not all private schools are built alike.
no, they're not, and I don't want people to get scared of private schools. I just got burned by one particular one, and not all the kids in that school got treated the same way as mine did. So
Sure.
just putting that out there.
I went to a good private school growing up, and then my wife ended up in a private school that when she went to public school, she found out she was behind. You know, in my private school, the people who came from public school were like struggling. Were like, this is like an honors class, and I'm like, this is like the easiest class ever. You know, but in her school, they thought they were doing just fine, and she finds out that she's behind even the regular classes, and so, but she caught up right quick because she's smart and she's, you know, diligent. But
And she's awesome.
I think so. And
You got an
pretty,
awesome wife.
sweet, special,
Yeah.
special.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, that's it. We gotta fight this crap.
Yep.
Especially because our kids don't need it, unless of course
Seriously.
you're the few who have kids with, you know, at high risk, and then
Yes.
you know, we pray for you.
Seriously.
May the Lord guide you and keep you and bless you and make His face to shine upon you and all that.
Amen.
We are also not medical professionals, and we are not handing out medical advice. And you too can cram it with walnuts. On that note,
And we're not accountants either. We're not
no.
not giving out any accounting advice, but buy
Or
Bitcoin.
financial advice, yeah. We're not financial advisors. Bitcoin. On that note, you've been watching Plausible Foolishness, home of the Rube Empire, where the people are free. The taxes are voluntary, and if you want to pay your taxes for some reason, there's a donation link in the About section on Twitch and in the liner notes on YouTube and Facebook. But most of all, we serve freshly roasted liberal logic every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 9:30 p.m. right here on twitch.tv/plausiblepoolishness, YouTube, Facebook Live, Rumble, anywhere you can get a podcast. And go and leave those 5-star reviews. Thank you. And Instagram and minds.com before I forget.
Yes.
Peace out. Boom.
Told him someday I would buy valleys with good horses.
Hundreds of thousands on my right, thousands by my side. War between good and evil, watching our fists collide. Battle for our freedom now, to the streets we ride. Flags waving all around, pages full of pride. This is where we make a stand, no more give or take. March around the Capitol, storm the city gates. Putting pressure on their necks until the truth breaks. All walls of corruption, take out all the snakes. Star Spangled Banner, got it playing loud and proud. People from all walks of life filling up the crowd. Defend the Constitution, many warriors have vowed. Casting down any among us who have bucked and cowed. Enough with tyranny, we come to take our country back. For all citizens, white, red, brown, or black. Return her to a form of glory, fix their bloody crack on the crown. Fetch it down, it's going down.
Someday I would buy bodies with good origin, sails to distant shores, stand up high in the crowd, noble but pristine, steady push for the heathens, human foemen.
My mama told me, yeah, she warned me that this day would come. I'm like my father, go to combat with the blazing guns. I survived that, then I came back to the place I'm from to face off all these haters and the battle in the place I love. You can't break me down, I'm indivisible. You still see my raps if I was invisible. But I'm standing tall, and I spit the truth. So you all appalled, cause you know it's true. They call it freedom cause the fallen troops pay for this. I love this country, doesn't matter how much hate I get. I take my colors in the battle, ain't no wavering. Cause this is for my warriors who marching to the cadences. This is for the sisters working hard on the ship. This is for the brothers getting y'all doctorate. Father, yeah, taking y'all on the ship. Baby, tell me why it's hard for the patriot.
My mother told me someday I would buy bodies with good origin, sails to distant shores, stand up high in the crowd, noble but pristine, steady push for the heathens, human foemen, human foemen, human foemen.
I don't think you've gone this deep, even when you're falling asleep. I don't think you've gone this deep, even when you're falling asleep. You fall asleep, you fall asleep, you fall asleep, you fall asleep.
We record while you snoring. Never been about that Taurus. We snapping on tourists. We play to win, better forfeit. Stun gun singing like chorus. We landed in Florida, still in the middle of the forest. You better run like Forrest. Every bar gold, that's oral. So glow, the aura. When I go to girl Dolores. We skirt off to Lauren. Back to the future, we travel. We zoom into planets, we moving, we out. Yeah, passing you humans, we zapping you losers, bananas, we shooting, no doubt. Yeah, nobody even come close. Beating the odds with my bros. We're the squad and you know. Gone with no rappers, I've gone. Oh no.
I don't think you've gone this deep, even when you're falling asleep. I don't think you've gone this deep, even when you're falling asleep. You fall asleep, you fall asleep, you fall asleep, you fall asleep.
Hey, that's my cue to come in. Slept on us too long, now you off it when the coming. Closing up the shuttle, 3, 2, 1, we're launching. Into outer space, blasting right past your assumptions. Slinging hammers with the boys, veteran we making noise. Thicker than the fattest cores, deeper than the hemorrhoids. Elevated people boys, get the power from the source. Danger, 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 danger. Turning back is not a choice. Y'all can't go. Look.
I don't think you've gone this deep, even when you're falling asleep. I don't think you've gone this deep, even when you're falling asleep. You fall asleep, you fall asleep, you fall asleep, you fall asleep.
I don't think you've gone this deep, even when you're falling asleep. I don't think you've gone this deep, even when you're falling asleep. You fall asleep, you fall asleep.
back and look, that even within the black community, we have a whole war going on amongst conservatives and others, simply about how we want to move the black community forward. I saw that on the gram, Snoop made a post, bashing on some black educated folks. Calling them a coon, no it wasn't jokes. Man, you tripping like your foot caught between the spokes. You couldn't hold a light next to hurricane. Southern Maine with better class and better brains. Out rebuilding our communities and other things, like making up for all the damage from the dope and slang. Candace O, she's a queen in her own right. Not the type to monetize off her own plight. Working hard for black America day and night. Understand that you're not the only dog in this fight. Terrence K refused to be a product of the system. Bounce around the foster care, no he ain't a victim. You got probation and luckily dies going to prison. Yeah, you believe you had the right to pose criticism? David Harris, I can tell the pain's authentic. He truly cares for the people, meaning all pigment. Your music is a reason why this generation's violent. Another reason why I couldn't stay silent. Miss Staten, she's a G, she did real time. All you do is talk about it, a real crime. But even that can't hold her back while she steady climb the long ladder to success in these troubled times. Tell me what's wrong with Pastor Darrell Scott? You hating on the man, simply how I walk with God. When he supported you when you was Snoop lying. Even when the majority figure Snoop lying. Look, I ain't falling for the tongue in cheek. Your virtual threats, man, they kinda weak. Cause I bet you ain't stepping to the Hodge twins. Just to fight with Shaw loses and Hobbs wins. You hate on Diamond and Silk, Paris Bernard. They support the president and that is regardless of all the hate that they receive. Being loyal is a trait that a dog can't conceive, huh? Funny how you say we work for massa. Hold on to that thought, got some questions wanna ask you. Who's in videos with the chains around the neck? Posing next to Trump, the very man you disrespect. Who's buddy with all the Democrats? The very same party owned slaves in the past. Who's the one seen treating women like the objects? Pushing drugs, alcohol seems pretty obvious. Who became a slave to the game? Traded all your morals for the fame. No more calling names. A real man step into the base. Better ask a Breakfast Club how these facts really taste.
That was good, man. Man, I ain't gonna lie, that's why I like watching you, man, cause you be hitting with the spit in that ass. You know what I'm saying? Nigga like me, I don't need to do stats. I got common sense. I just be like, listen, that just don't make no sense, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't be, but if I had stats, oh my God.
All I really wanna do is vibe out. With me and you, I just wanna ride out. Love don't pay no mind to haters, baby, just jump inside of my spaceship. Where you going? We gon' meet up somewhere. Earth is glowing, got you saying a prayer. In the moment, we ain't going nowhere. Let's go somewhere.
Send the addy, better pull up. Pull up. 30 minutes at the jeweler. Show her that I got the moolah. She won't ever need an OnlyFans. When we dating and no longer friends. Hold it down as the only man's. Keep her covered like them clothing brands. Pass drummer, not an issue. Call me Zaddy when I kiss you. To the moon going with you. Yeah. By my side while I wish you. Never leave cause I miss you. Time we make it official.
All I really wanna do is vibe out. With me and you, I just wanna ride out. Love don't pay no mind to haters, baby, just jump inside of my spaceship. Where you going? We gon' meet up somewhere. Earth is glowing, got you saying a prayer. In the moment, we ain't going nowhere. Nowhere, let's go somewhere.
Long as we're fine, let spears fly. I'm never in a pickle when you're nearby. Come here, my peach, tell me where your fears lie. Whenever we're together, I am sears high. Got stories reflecting on the movement like mirror sliding. Clears my head. I'm an animal and here's my den. Go ahead, I'll be right in. You're the the one and only, the only one who's ever known me. The gravity of it is I'm still floating, telling me gotta speed up and go slowly. Not it cause I'm lonely, feeling lonely. Never forgot about the moment you weren't afraid, like Macaulay in the witch you are fully. Anywhere that nobody's gone, we go boldly. Just another reason to begin the ceremony.
All I really wanna do is vibe out. With me and you, I just wanna ride out. Love don't pay no mind to haters hating. Baby, just jump inside of my spaceship.
Where you going? We gon' meet up somewhere. Earth is glowing, got you saying a prayer. In the moment, we ain't going nowhere. Nowhere, nowhere, let's go somewhere.
Baby, tell me where you going. Got plenty things to show you. Maybe up where the Joneses. Out of here where we floating, yeah. Other girls, they get roses. They ain't really real, they posing. Talking about views on social, but you get views of the ocean, yeah. High-rise city, we scoping. Out in Touche, we closing. Mansion in a plush robing. Other girls mad you chosen, yeah. Talking about views on social, but you get views of the ocean, yeah. High-rise city, we scoping. Out in Touche, we cozy. Mansion in a plush robing. Other girls mad you chosen, yeah. Talking about views on social, but you get views of the ocean, yeah. High-rise city, we scoping. Out in Touche, we cozy. Mansion in a plush robing. Other girls mad you chosen, yeah.
They gon' hate me for this one. Hashtag facts are racist. R.I.P. mom, you the greatest. Raised up a king and they hate it. Everyone mind about races when they're not the biggest problem we facing. Take a real look at the nation. Single motherhood inflation. Whipping your boys, I saw jumping a lady. She only 15, left her bloody and shaking. They wasn't wearing no rags. Nobody waving no flags. You ain't even gotta ask. It's black on black on black on black. Everybody wanna play victim. Blame everything on the system. Be a sad day when it hit them. Life could've been different if you would've listened to the information that we spit. Take it, keep it, chew it for a bit. Hold your head up, brother, never quit. Self-accountability, that's it. That'll get you all to the top. Then you really ball till you drop. Economic growth, man, I'm here to stir the pot. Say you wanna hear the truth, so I put it in the box. Changing the culture every day of the week. Right now it's more like a vulture. Only prey on the weak, but we are here to expose ya. Going down as I speak. No excuses, can't refuse this honesty that we seek. Y'all be like, facts are racist. Why I say this? You know it's true. Y'all just hate it. Facts are racist. Why I say this? You know it's true. Y'all just hate it.
13-year-old girls working on TikTok. You saying he just wanna learn how to crip walk. If you ain't talking about sex, then kick rocks. All they care about is chains and the wrist watch the guy that's change. This is something only God can change. Don't get mad at me when I complain about how 4 and 5 black women are beasts. Half of the murders us killing in the streets. Almost half of abortions too. This is a rap verse, but this is a warning too. And go against God like there's nothing more to do. But y'all don't care, y'all just really want abortions new. Wanna gang bang, do drugs, with drugs all above. Sell drugs to you in the jail cell, not a club. Now another single mother, cause we lost another brother. Sold to an undercover, kids gotta raise each other. This what you want for the future? Or are you trying to look cool on computers? Claim you a king, but blame the white man. When something bad happens, you feel like a loser. And keep voting the same way. Cause your parents did it too. Truth is your parents are ignorant too, and politicians know it, so now they got you.
We changing the culture every day of the week. Right now it's more like a vulture. Only prey on the weak, but we are here to expose ya. Going down as I speak. No excuses, can't refuse this honesty that we seek. Y'all be like, facts are racist. Why I say this? You know it's true. Y'all just hate it. Facts are racist. Why I say this? You know it's true. Y'all just hate it.
Banger, 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 gotta bang. We the ones that put them words that's scrolling out in outer space. You don't want a war with stars, we all a problem. We the gang that took over these coordinates, don't bring it our way.
Fire
fire, better retire. On the job, ain't no one higher. High up, see the hardest drivers, galaxy fighters, alien siders. Out in the field, we left them signs in. This is seismic, broke that ground, that's why we signed up. Zodiac signs ain't no one
I'm
brighter.
a desperado, double with no next to follow. Time I give 'em extra throttle, but I never need to flex it. Better when you exit, we shine like Apollo. And I got a whole list of accolades, I'm feeling like Milano. No rappers have gone the motto, ayy.
Fire, fire, burning all through my veins, aiming higher and higher. Enemies know my name.
Banger, 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 gotta bang. We the ones that put them words that's scrolling out in outer space. You don't want a war with stars, we all a problem, we the gang that took over these coordinates. Don't